I am Ahmad Vawaid and this is my Q&A video for midterm for assessment in ELT. The first question: teaching, assessing, and testing are closely related, interrelated, and constantly concerned with each other. Explain the relationship among them. So, test and assessment are used interchangeably, but they do mean something different. A test is a product that measures a particular behavior or set of objectives. Meanwhile, assessment is seen as a procedure instead of product. Assessment is used during and after the instruction has taken place. After you've received the results of your assessment, you can interpret the results and, in case needed, alter the instruction. Tests are done after the instruction has taken place. It's a way to complete the instruction and get the result. And the results of the test don't have to be interpreted unlike assessment. The second question, the communicative approach seems to be similar to integrative approach. However, they have some differences. Explain what are the differences between the communicative and the integrative approach. So my answer, integrative approach is intended to create an authentic environment to learn English. Here, mistakes are treated as part of a learning process, and low anxiety environment is provided so it allows learners to take risks. Whereas communicative approach is smaller in context. It lays more emphasis on functioning. It lays more emphasis on functions like agreeing, persuading, or inviting. The example could be a role play, maybe playing roles in a doctor visits or grocery shopping in the market. Next question. Explain the following form of the test and provide the example. Okay. First, subjective test is usually in a form of essay. The purpose is to watch or to see learners answer subjectively. The second is objective test, is a test in which the answer is predetermined, which one is the right or the most correct answer. Next is formative test. The purpose is to monitor student learning and provide ongoing feedback. So the lesson is not done yet, and it's used to see how far the student understand. And then summative test, the goal is to evaluate student learning at the end of the learning, maybe in the material. Also to compare it at the end to the benchmark available. The fourth question, washback is one of the five principles of language assessment. It can be positive or negative. Explain one example of positive and negative washback. So my answer, positive, when a test, for example, a speaking test, provides the teacher with a feedback and the students get something out of the test. While negative washback is when one or both participants aren't affected as expected to be. The fifth, in constructing a multiple choice test, the test administrator should provide the option or choices beyond the correct answer. Mention the structure of multiple choice. So the structure is reducing the length of the sentence to correct the error, and then write the sentence substituting a blank for the tested, and then write the correct answer and the distractors. B. Elaborated on the advantage and limitation of multiple choice for the test and administrator. So the advantage is it doesn't take too much time and also easy to assess. But the disadvantage is it's inferior to essay in terms of assessing comprehension, learners comprehension. Sixth, CEFR stands for Common European Framework of Reference. Explain the practical purposes of CEFR. So this is particularly effective to screen learners of or even employees based on language proficiency. If this is the practical use. So if I were an employer, I wouldn't put someone who has very basic English skill with natives. The communication will just not be happening. The seventh question. Authentic assessment is an evaluation process involving multiple performance measurement forms that reflect the student's learning. Explain the advantages of applying authentic assessment rather than a traditional check. Okay. So authentic assessment is more practical and more personal compared to more traditional approach. For instance, we want to assess learners' discussion skill. In the discussion itself, it has speaking, listening, and persuading elements. This is beyond what traditional assessment like written tests can do. So that's all the question, and those are all my answers. Thank you very much.